the tripod working and get this sorted out. Hello, if anyone is watching. Just give it a minute and see if anyone comes and wants to talk about Born This Way. I always like worry that no one's gonna come, and like if that happened, I would just delete this and pretend it never happened. Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm ready to talk about Lady Gaga and I don't know, whatever else. How was your week? I had a pretty good week. Like was not as stressful as the last few weeks have been. It's been good. Things are pretty good at work, kind of like a lot going on, but nothing's too crazy like it was before. I'm not as stressed, thankfully. How was your week? Sorry, there's someone walking by my apartment with a really cute dog. So I got distracted. Nothing special like every other week. Well, sometimes it's good, right? An uneventful week sounds very nice. That's kind of what I had this week. Oh, yeah, the new living room. I set up all the furniture that was in boxes last time. I really like it. I love all the plants. The few things we have left to do is on this wall over here, we're going to put up some, this wall, we're going to put up some more stuff. We're going to put up some framed like picture discs and stuff like that. So we'll start over here. So we have this Calyx unit that's for Wes's board games because he loves board games. So these are most of them. There's still some in the closet. This is about the same. We added some doors to the bottom here for all like our video games just so that they can be put away and everything. And then my vinyl's over there and it's all set up. It has a special thing for my record player on top so it's not on the floor. And then we set this up with a mirror and the three little bookshelves and organize that. So that's about it. But it makes such a big difference. It makes everything feel bigger. And I really want to get more plants for over there. Thank you. I'm pretty excited about it. We want to put up some pictures on here, like of ourselves. I don't know if you've ever got like the Instagram ads for mix tiles. There, you can print pictures in little frames and you can stick and restick them. So we're gonna put those there. Which picture discs are you gonna frame except the Taylor one? So of course the Taylor one I showed you last time, and then yeah, I fell for the mixed tile ad, so we'll see if they're actually good. There's a Selena picture disc, like Selena Quintanilla picture disc. I'm going to see what it looks like and then maybe frame it. I was thinking about one of the Katy Perry ones, but those are so bright and it doesn't really fit in the like decoration that we have going on. One of Wes's friends is in a band called Kendall Street Company, so he's ordering like another like a second copy of their record, and we might frame one. When is the Selena vinyl coming? Gosh, I can't remember because there's two. Because I ordered the plain vinyl like to listen to regularly, and then I ordered the picture disc. If I'm remembering correctly, the picture disc is shipping like July 3rd. And I think the standard version just got bumped back to like the end of August. Like it was supposed to be July 3rd as well. But I just got an email saying it was going to ship like August 26th or something. And the Katy Perry one was going to ship today, but it got delayed to July 17th. So I understand like delays, especially right now being short staffed. But like, ugh. You can order your own picture disc vinyl. Imagine a picture of you and your boyfriend on a picture disc with our. That would be amazing. I have to look into that. That's such a cute idea. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. That would be such a cool like piece of art. I didn't know you could do that. Like print your. I mean, I guess I never thought about it, but like that's such a good idea to print your own. But I'm glad you like everything. Any new music this week? There's a few songs. I made a playlist. I was gonna make a video about it, but I haven't had a chance yet. But I made a playlist with like a couple songs I've been listening to. Let me pull up Spotify if I can, um, and let you know what I've been listening to. I know there's new music out, but I really haven't listened to any of it yet. But let's see. Well, I've been listening to You Have No Motivation to Listen to New Music lately. I kind of feel the same way. Like I don't know about you, but like for me, music I love is obviously very comforting and it feels very hard to like put myself out there and listen to new music. I don't know if that's why you don't want to listen to it. But, oh, you didn't listen to the Blackpink song or you did? Because it was very controversial. Because it's like the title track, but it doesn't sound like one. Selena dropped a collab. I didn't even hear about that. They've been so. The Blackpink song you found kind of average. I kind of agree. I think it's fine as like a filler track, but I think it's the title track which kind of bummed me out because I really like Kill This Love and like some of the other stuff they were doing. Well, it's very repetitive. You basically heard the whole song, to be honest. I like them, so I'll probably like listen to it on occasion, but it's not like there are other stuff to me that just like I was obsessed when I first saw it. But for this song, I was like, cool. That's cool for like a B-side, and everyone's like, no, it's the title track. I'm like, never mind. So you don't really like Blackpink, but after the Gaga collab, I was curious. Not into K-pop. I'm not really either, but I just listened to Blackpink once and I really like them. Yeah, I try to be open minded too with new music. I always am trying to like give everything a chance and not really count things out just because. So at least you listen, you know. At least you gave it a fair shot. But I do like Blackpink, but I definitely was I don't know if I was disappointed. I was just like, that's not really a title track. That's how I felt. You're not into heavy metal, but you like some of Grimes' music. I did too. I like Grimes. Like I've been listening a little bit more since that live stream we had when we talked about Grimes, and I've started. Yeah, I don't even. I did it like after the live stream, so I haven't listened like this week very much. But yeah, I've listened more. I like Grimes now. Definitely excited to explore more. There were some of those earlier tracks that I listened to and watched like music videos and stuff. So I feel like I like what I've seen. Definitely want to continue looking into Grimes. Want to talk about Gaga? Sure. Yeah, let's talk about Lady Gaga. So the album for this week that we decided to revisit is Born This Way, which is one of my absolute favorites. It has some of my favorite songs. My personal favorite, maybe, is You and I just love that song in general. It's not even like, oh, it's my favorite Gaga song. It's my favorite song on this album. I just love that song. I think it's amazing. So that was one of my personal favorites. What are your favorites off of the album? How I found that album, like in general, or just like what songs I liked or anything? Because overall, see, for me, this album came out, I don't know exactly, but around the time, I don't know as much about the album, like on a level, I didn't research it, but I can tell you that for me personally, like it came out around the time that I was moving out and everything. So it just kind of, songs that I just have this connection to the song Edge of Glory. Like I remember when I first heard that, I remember the time in my life. And for me, Boy This Way came out in 2011, and back then the album had no real impact. I liked it immediately and listened a few times, but after a few weeks, I kind of forgot about it. But as the years pass by, I kind of return to the album more frequently. This album is something that makes me want to come back. I love how throwback and raw it is. Yeah, I definitely think it's, I don't know, it feels like a natural continuation of what she was doing before, but definitely it's like some rockier elements and some more raw like vulnerability to it. And I think it was an iconic era. I don't know, like a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more personal. Not that there's anything wrong with a Fame Monster or anything like that, but I definitely think there's something a little bit more that I connected with. I don't know. I just love I love this album. I was listening to it before I got on here, and there are some songs that I wasn't even connecting with when I first heard the album, but like Heavy Metal Lover, I just started like loving that song. The Fame did nothing for you. It's the least favorite record. So for me, The Fame is like it came out when I was in high school, and there's some songs on there that just like it just takes me right back. And I do like some of the songs, but some of the songs do fall flat for me for sure. But some are like really good in a nostalgic pop way, and I just will always love them. Like Just Dance, that's iconic. But yeah, the Born This Way is probably one of my favorites. Everything about the era is iconic. I love Lady Gaga in general, so it's hard for me to say like I don't know to rank her eras or whatever. But I know what you're saying about the Fame Monster. I think half of why I like that album is nostalgia. I have to admit, like in terms of like what I like sonically, Born This Way is probably one of my favorites. I love fun facts. Please share. I love your fun facts. I love like trivia and fun facts and stuff like that. So anytime. In the United States, the record sold more than 1 million copies in its first week, the highest first week album sales in 5 years. An estimated 440,000 copies were sold on Amazon in 2 days of the first week at a price of 99 cents. Wow, 2011. That was a different time in terms of like, was Spotify a thing? I don't even know. I think I remember that. Okay, now that you're saying that, I think I remember when that happened. Oh, did they? Is that why? Was that the. Okay, it's coming back to me now. I remember hearing about that, but I wasn't like as much on the internet when it came to music. I don't know if that makes any sense what I just said, but I wasn't like researching things. I wasn't like looking at charts. I was very like insulated when it comes to my music at the time. Album has to cost a certain amount, maybe $4. I feel like it's like 4 or 5. I can't remember exactly, but I know they've changed some rules like lately when it comes to like bundling albums in with other merch and stuff. Because I know Taylor Swift was doing that, and like Justin Bieber was doing that a lot. I think they changed some rules regarding that. It is interesting how like as the industry changes, the rules have changed for that. According to the IFPI, Born This Way was the third global best-selling album of 2011. It was definitely an iconic era. I think it's like one of those albums that everybody knew. So, and not even like I love Taylor Swift, obviously, but and Lover might be an album that everyone like knows of, but I feel like Born This Way is an album that everyone knows of, but also like knows some songs and like likes at least one song on it. Adele sold more. Adele like has sold a lot of records in general. I don't know who number two is either. Like what else came out in 2011? I'm gonna look it up because I'm curious now. 2011. 21 sold over 20 million. Doesn't she have some records for like the best-selling albums of like all time in like female artists or something like that? I can't remember what the statistic is. Best-selling albums. I'm Googling, sorry. I just want to know. List of Billboard 200 number one albums. Okay. This is not a helpful list. Adele sold the most albums in the 2010s. Maybe that's the record. It might be, because I know like Taylor Swift has sold a lot too, so I always see like Adele's name thrown in when people are discussing best-selling albums. This chart history thing is not helpful because it's saying like what sold by month. Speak Now sold well. Never Say Never, the remixes sold well. 21, obviously. Like, 21 keeps popping up in this list. That's highlighted is all 21. Like, over and over. What else? Why can't I just find a simple list? That's all I want to know. Never Say Never. That was a movie, wasn't it? They made a movie of that. Okay, it just has... This is not a helpful list. Why can't I just find this? Taylor Swift's on here a lot. I didn't realize Eminem had the highest selling album of 2010. I had no idea. I don't know that many people who are like really big on Eminem. That was for the Justin. Like, yeah, because I remember there was like a phase where there was a lot of concert movies, at least in the US. Like in theaters, there was a lot of like concert movies or like musicals that they filmed professionally. So, like, I think Taylor Swift had one, and I think the Jonas Brothers had one, and Hannah Montana did, and I went to go see that in theaters. I think One Direction had one too at one point. But I'm not like opposed to Eminem, but I don't connect, I guess is what it is. But yeah, I feel like I went to go see the One Direction movie, and that came out when I was like 19 years old. I went to go see that. The Jonas Brothers co-produced Demi's first album. I didn't know that actually. I know that they've like known each other for a long time, but I didn't even know that they had producer credits on anything, actually. Although I guess I'm not that shocked. Thought they were kids. Yeah, when was that? Now I'm gonna look that up. They produced an album at, let's see what age. I know Nick Jonas is my age because I used to really like Nick Jonas. Okay, her first album is Don't Forget. That's the one you're talking about? Because I have that on vinyl, of course. Yeah, it says she co-wrote most of the songs and they produced it in 2008 when Nick and I would have been 16. I don't know how old Kevin is compared. Let me see. So I guess the youngest one was 16 years old when he produced that album, and Kevin would have been like 21. So yeah, that is pretty cool to have that opportunity as well to like be able to do that. I always think producing is really cool and kind of not talked about as much, at least in, I don't know, the circles that I'm in online, I guess. But I think producing is really interesting. You only know SOS and Sucker from the Jonas Brothers. Yeah, there's some iconic songs. But at the same time, like I recognize that I was 16 when the Jonas Brothers came out, and that's maybe why I love them as much as I did. But like when Camp Rock came out, that was such a moment for a lot of people that I knew. I don't know if it was like a global phenomenon, if it was like everywhere, but at least in the US, like a lot of people really liked that movie. Disney Channel original movies in general were really iconic. So, but yeah, let's get back to Gaga. I don't even remember. Oh, we were talking about charts. Yeah, so last fact. Okay. Born This Way became the 1000th song to reach number one on the Billboard 100 spot since the inauguration of the chart in 1958. That's cool. I like even numbers like that, 1,000. That's great. At the time of its release, the title track was the fastest selling single in iTunes history. Wow, really? That's that is pretty impressive. It kind of makes you think about how like all these records get created and then get like smashed by another record. Someone beats their record or whatever it is. It is interesting. But I would say, well, I don't know. I think Born This Way is definitely one of Gaga's most iconic eras. My favorite tracks from the record, I like Edge of Glory, like that. Just like I was. You just said don't say those two, and I'm about to just start saying them. Let me make sure that I have the whole list up so I can tell you exactly. I have this issue where when you ask me a question, I instantly forget like every song that's existed. Marry the Night, Judas, Hair, Black Jesus, Bad Kids, Bloody Mary, You and I, and Electric Chapel. The standard edition has no skips for me. It's perfect. You love the bonus tracks except The Queen, which sounds too much like Edge of Glory. And you don't like songs that are similar. That is fair. That makes sense. Um, yeah, the standard version is kind of perfect. I like Judas a lot. I like, I honestly like every song on here, but Heavy Metal Lover is one that never like connected with me that much when I first heard the album, but when I was listening to it this week, I don't know, it just like clicked in my head and I just really like that song. Yeah, there's no skips. It's kind of a it's kind of like Teenage Dream for me. It's nothing like Teenage Dream, but it's kind of like Teenage Dream for me in the sense that like it's a very very solid good album like throughout. It's like a and it is an iconic era for her. It's maybe one of her most iconic, I think. Is that fair to say that Born This Way is her most iconic era? Because I think that like every era for people who are into pop music like stands out for various ways, but guys, do you listen to some of Grimes' old songs? Heavy Metal Lover is one of my favorites. I love, yeah, it's so good. We were talking about it actually. I think we both did. We listened to a little bit more Grimes. I haven't listened lately, but I did listen to the songs you suggested, I think. I have a terrible memory, but I looked up some of her older stuff on YouTube and like watched some videos and stuff. So I'm getting into Grimes. It's like a slow burn for me. It's not like a instant obsession, but like I'm learning more. I'm listening to new songs. So thank you for the recommendation because I probably wouldn't have started listening if we hadn't had that live stream. Grimes needs time. That's kind of how it is for me. Like there's nothing bad about bad about Grimes or anything like that. It's just that it just takes some time for me. Like some artists are just like that. So what's the chat is on my iPhone, so it went away. But I think Vanessa was the song that you said. Did I listen to? And the answer is yes. How do I like the Born This Way album cover? I was actually going to talk about that because when I was making the thumbnail, I used like an album cover or something like that. So I typed it in and I was like, this album cover is a lot weirder than I acknowledged when I first saw it. Because I remember just like looking at it and being like, cool, I'm moving on. But like now I'm like, this is weird, but not in a bad way. Album cover is very divisive. In the beginning, you hated it. You thought it was trash and preferred the deluxe cover where you can only see your face. After all these years, you grew to love the cover. It works. It represents the songs. And yeah, it's a great like visual era for sure. I love the kind of toy instrument like sonic quality in her old songs. And the outfits and music videos and performances. She had these edges on her face that I found very cool. I think so. Wait, is this the same era that she was she had that other character she was dressing up as? This is that era. Like I don't know if it was like supposed to be a man or like that masculine character. Yeah. I remember that. I remember people being very confused, but I liked it. I thought it was cool. In the UNI music video, that's what it was. I don't know. It's like one of those pop eras that's really iconic years later. And people still like it. People still talk about it. She was dressed as a man on a show and gave Britney an award. I remember that. Did she perform or am I misremembering as well? But that's what I like about Gaga is that she's like fearless. That meat dress was something else though. Yeah. I wasn't like the biggest fan of the meat dress, but I understand what she was saying. I understand like the point of her like divisive clothing and whatever as art. Like I do get it, but I just like I don't know. Meat kind of freaks me out like that. So it was kind of weird. The music videos were stunning, so cinematic, big budget. Judas was very controversial for obvious reasons, I remember. Born This Way is visually stunning. You and I was the most creative for me. Mary the Night was her directional debut, I think. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. And also like the Glory video, even if it was one of the more simple videos, the set was beautiful and very 80s. The atmosphere was beautiful. I agree. I agree with everything you said. um, I think one thing she does really well is visuals and I'm sure I've talked about this before, but like I like pop music and music in general where the music like has a whole creative piece around it. Where the music's good, but like there's cool like aesthetics and videos and concepts and it's like a whole immersive art piece. Like that I think is really cool. And I feel like Gaga does that really well. So I've always liked that about her. I always love when we get a whole package. Yeah, definitely. I think that I think that she does it really well. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but I think Taylor does it. And I think you hate it when an artist drops an album with two singles and it's over. Yeah, I really like. I don't know if Teenage Dream is also an example of that, but like Teenage Dream, I always talk about it, but I haven't made a video about it. But I think it's like one of the best pop eras in modern history. I think it's so good. And Lana too, or used to at least. Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, Honeymoon, just made that video about it a little bit ago and stuff like that. I think that Lana is one that does an amazing job at that. Norman fucking Rockwell and Lust for Life weren't so much, but still good albums, obviously. But like her earlier stuff was so cinematic and so immersive. I think I saw a comment about doing a video about Teenage Dream. That is actually on my list. My list right now is Red by Taylor Swift, Electra Heart by Marina, and Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. So those are all kind of being worked on at the same time. Although I'm almost done with Electra Heart, so I'm hoping to get that out on Tuesday, but we'll see. Um, Fingers crossed Tuesday. So it's mostly done. I just need to film a few things and I need to finish editing. So I hope you like it. I don't know. These videos take a while just because I don't like to force myself and like treat it like an actual job. I just like put on the album a bunch, type it out. Yeah, I have a script. And then I don't know, there's always like a moment in writing them where it just like clicks and I just like understand the album in an interesting way. And of course it's just my perspective and what I've researched, but there's always something that makes it just like click. I don't know. So I hope you guys like it when it comes out. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I really enjoy making them. The Reputation one and I think the Honeymoon one as well were just so fun. My and Katie's reviews are my favorite. Oh, well, thank you. And I love Katie's reviews. She's back on YouTube. I don't know if you saw, she made a video. But yeah, her videos like inspire me for sure. She's really smart about music and everything. You remember that I wanted to make a review for Lust for Life? I still do. But like Honeymoon spoke to me more. Honeymoon was just like amazing. You didn't see if she's really back. We'll see. I know she wants to be. I can tell you that. And hopefully we'll do more live streams together. Well, there were technical difficulties, but it was fun to talk to her and do a live stream and everything. She's very cool. So, but yeah, I watched her like all of her reviews as well when she was putting those out. I really like them. Any date for Norman fucking Rockwell? Not yet. I'll message her and see what her schedule is and all of that. But I don't know. Maybe we'll try to do a Friday. It seems like that tends to work and it works for me too. Neither of us have covered it. That's true. Yeah, I think the most I did was like talk about a song. I think I talked about Venice Bitch. I think that was it. But that doesn't really count. So yeah, we'll see about making a video. Or a live stream, I mean. So, yeah. It'd be fun. I always enjoy it. And, like, getting more in depth and going, like, track by track is always really fun. And then I start thinking about the album in a different way because of stuff Katie says or the stuff people says in comments. Like, it just definitely, I don't know. It's, like, a cool experience. And I like having it so I can look back on. I don't know. It's like a little time capsule. Is Born This Way my favorite Gaga album? I think so. And the reason I say that is because it is kind of consistently really well loved and well listened to by me. There's always at least one song on that album that I'm listening to somewhat regularly and all of that. Although I have to say, like, her other albums I do really like that. I really like Joanne. I know that some people didn't, but I really like that one. But I think Born This Way is my favorite. That's what I'm saying. Long, convoluted thing. Are you planning a live stream for Chemtrails? It's coming out in September. I hope it'll be more cinematic again, like Ultraviolence or Honeymoon. Yeah, that'd be fun. We haven't talked about it, but I'm sure Katie would be down for sure. Yeah, I'll tweet about it and talk about it on here if we're planning on it. But I would say that I will tell her and we will talk about it. And when we like have it officially, official release date for sure, we will try to plan something because that would be really fun to get back into that. And then with Born This Way, she found her own sound. It's her signature sound. That's why she incorporated similar elements in her latest record. I agree with that. Like, it's definitely like she's an experimental kind of person. Like, she's always trying new things, but I do think that it's like the combination of all of the influences she has. It's the sound she likes. It's everything. So that comment went away. Oh no, it's there. Okay. Um, you can hear Born This Way influences in songs like Free Woman, Babylon, Stupid Love, or Enigma. 80s and 90s music suits her best, for sure. She's really good at incorporating those elements as well. You barely listen to 80s and 90s music, but because it often sounds too cheap for me, production-wise, but she manages to make me feel nostalgic. Nostalgic for a time where I wasn't even alive. The same thing Lana does. Yeah, definitely. I think I don't know, just the way they can take you back, both of them, I think is really cool. And I mean, I like a lot of like 80s and 90s music, but I definitely agree with that statement that it just takes you right back. And I think she is good at incorporating elements of that 80s and 90s sound that she likes, where whether it's like that more like electro club poppy stuff or influences from like Queen and Bowie and combining them and modernizing them and making it really appealing to people, but also true to the influences, if that makes sense. That's one thing I really like about her is you can hear her influences, not just in the sound, but like in the lyrics and like her presentation and everything. I think she's talented. But yeah, I think Born This Way is my favorite. It's just so good. That this album draws a lot of 80s and 90s artist influences for sure. I definitely agree. There's some Whitney in it. Born This Way is definitely an album that you have to listen to from start to finish to fully appreciate it. Yeah, I think so because definitely like some of the songs are good and all of that, but you really do have to listen to the entire thing to understand it as a concept, I think. But I do really like it. It's so cohesive, isn't it? Yes. And if there's one thing I love, it's a cohesive album. Like, genuinely so much. Like, I love, oh, how much do I care about lyrics? Um, I do care about lyrics, but maybe about like on par about how much I care about the sound. Like, I can listen to a song with like really whatever lyrics and still like it because of the sound. But like, this record has many interesting lyrics, which sound does come first for me. I like reading poetry. Like I'll read any kind of poetry, but if I'm going to listen to a song over and over, sound is the most important thing. What lyrics are you like which lyrics are you saying? Yeah, totally. I would read poetry too. I like rap music. I don't know if you do, but I think some of it is I think really cool. It's like slam poetry. Same thing to me. Not the same thing, but you know what I mean. I like some rap a lot. But yeah, I don't know. Born This was good. She mentions the JFK scandal with Marilyn. Why don't I remember where that is? Sometimes I don't listen to lyrics. I listen to the sound. Like I know that that's not that may I don't know. I don't know if that's like correct. In Americana, she talks about same-sex marriage. Yeah, I do remember that one. Um, I think it's interesting. Like she's not like she's so willing to like put in. Not that talking about same-sex marriage is like a random concept. It's like a obviously fashion of his love is about a designer. Interesting. But I think like putting in those lyrics, like she's not afraid to put in something if she feels that it's the right lyric, I guess. Like she's not trying to make it really like blend in. I don't know what I'm saying. Lori's about her grandfather. Mary the Nice about her time in New York. I didn't know that was about her grandfather. You love how she paints the picture. I agree. And I feel like her music is just generally empowering, not even like the lyrics, but her music just makes me feel very like, I don't know, good about the world, which is nice. But Born This Way is also the first record where I actually realized how good of a singer she is. Yeah, I mean, she's a really talented vocalist, and I like didn't realize that at first, but she is so good. Um, have you seen her Super Bowl performance? I watch it like somewhat regularly, but she did the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I don't know, but it was like one of the best Super Bowl performances I've seen, I think. Just everything about it was good. And that moment on the piano was so good. She did have the best Super Bowl, 100%. I did kind of like J-Lo's and Shakira's, though, but Lady Gaga did have the best, I think. I don't really care about like American football at all, but I do watch the halftime performances. Yeah, I really like Shakira actually, and J Lo's really cool too. Um, so I did like their performance and Gaga's. Those were, yeah. Honestly, while watching that, I forgot that they were like, I guess like over twice. Not over. Goodness, I can't do math. They were like a little under twice my age, and they look like that. They're that fit and in shape and like they can dance like that and everything. I was like, that's awesome. I love that. Like I love the concept of women who are older getting up there and like being no, we're still cool, we're still sexy, we're still whatever. Like that's cool. Especially because of like the general talk about it. The Super Bowl had some awful performances lately besides the J-Lo and Shakira one. Who even performed? I can't even remember. Justin, oh, I forgot about that. Maroon 5. Maroon 5 is just like the most, I don't even think that they're like inherently bad. They're just like, I don't know. I'm sorry if you like them, but to me, they're just like there. Like, they're not bad. They're just like background music. Is that mean? They're just like, they sound fine, but like, you expect it to be playing in like a Starbucks when you go in. It doesn't like excite me the way other music does. I don't know. Sorry if you're like a massive Maroon 5 fan. Only female singers know how to put on a show. I don't know if I think only female singers do, but I think that the best performances are definitely from female performers. You don't like bands. That's true. But it doesn't, I like bands. I do. But no, Maroon 5 did not excite me in the slightest. Justin is a good performer and the Super Bowl happened. I don't even remember his performance, to be honest. I never watched it again. Like Lady Gaga's, I watch like somewhat regularly, and I watch the J Lo Shakira one once in a while as well. But didn't NSYNC like reunite for like a second during that, or am I thinking of something else? Madonna's and Katie's was good too. Yeah, Katie's I thought was cool. I do think Katy Perry is a good performer. I've never seen her on tour, but I would go. I think she's really cool. I don't think I talk about it enough. She has a new song, I think, or is it like a version of a song? I don't remember. She had something out today. There was a reunion at some point, but I don't know if they performed a song. Yeah, I just like didn't care. Katie has a remix. That's what it is. Yeah. Because Daisies, that's the name of the song. Because that came out a while ago, but then she put out a remix and a music video. Not that good. That's too bad. I like Katy Perry, but like obviously Teenage Dream was perfect. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what she does next. You don't like remixes? I don't like remixes either. Um, Wait, let me read this comment. I'm not a feminist or something. I consider myself. gender non-binary, so I don't really think in those terms, but feminine artists are definitely, it's fading away, sorry, are definitely more daring when it comes to their art. Why remix something good? Music tends to be more innovative. I actually totally agree. Like, I think that even in terms of like being daring, I think that maybe in some cases they are, I don't know if this sounds weird, but like they have more to prove because of like the pushback that they get and all the criticism. So like, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely a different perspective. Not that men don't get criticized, but I think you don't listen to a lot of male music, so you can't confirm. I think I listen to, when it comes to like individual singers, I do tend to listen to a lot of people who are female, but I guess with bands it's a little bit more split for me. I don't know. I don't know. We were talking earlier about how I don't listen to, like, we haven't listened to a lot of new music lately. So I've just kind of like buckled in to like the stuff that I already like. I listened to Tennis, Yours Conditionally, that album recently again, and I remember that I really liked it. I don't know if you guys listen to Tennis at all, but I've listened to just that album, Yours Conditionally, and now I kind of want to listen to the rest. Listen to Tennis's new album. It's great. I have heard that, and I will check it out. But yeah, better than the one I have. I like that one, so that's exciting that there's one that's better out there. Um, it was a Vinyl Me Please release. I just switched out my July Vinyl Me Please because it was going to be John Mayer's album, and I don't really care about John Mayer. So I switched it to, what did I switch to? LP's album, I think it was. You can swap out albums if you're subscribed. But yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't know. You don't know one song from John Mayer. I just don't like John Mayer. I don't know. But he was in a relationship with Katy. Yeah, he was in a relationship with Taylor Swift when she was like 18, which I think is weird, but technically allowed doesn't mean it's not weird to me. But to the point earlier, I definitely do think female performers are more daring and everything. Um, Taylor and Katy have more in common than I thought. Yeah. I think that was like part of the fight. I don't know. But my favorite female performers, like, I know it's probably annoying to talk to me about music and me just always say that I love Taylor Swift, but like, she puts on a good show. Like, I don't know if you've seen the Reputation tour that they filmed, but like, it's just an immersive experience, like overall. Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna come out and sing and dance, which is fine too, like nothing against that, but like, I don't know, there's like fireworks and there's all of these like light shows, and like the fact you're not annoyed when I talk about Taylor, good, because that's gonna happen once in a while. When you go into a Taylor Swift show, you get a wristband that is like, and everybody in the crowd has a wristband. So throughout the show, like everyone's wristband like kind of lights up at different times. So there's like a wave of lights on the wristbands throughout the crowd, or like different parts light up at different times. So like she puts so much detail in like how she thinks about every aspect of the show, and I think the light up wristbands are a really cool idea. I've never seen Katy Perry live, but I think she'd be cool. Never seen Gaga live. Actually, yeah, I've never seen Gaga live, huh? But I think she would be great as well. When you go to a concert, you want to be entertained, and standing there and listening to someone sing is kind of boring. You want to show dancing visuals. That's why you're okay with playback. Yeah, I mean, I think a complete immersive show is really cool. So, yeah, that's why I like what Taylor did. And then, like, going through the crowd, at one point she got in like a little globe thing and like went over the crowd to like another stage, so where she played like some other songs, then went to another stage and then played some acoustic tracks. So stuff like that. Like I love a unique reimagining of a song like that. I live for. Again, a Taylor example, but on the 1989 tour, I think we talked about this last time. She did a rock cover of "We Are Never Getting Back Together," where she picked up her guitar and was like screaming. Highly recommend. When you want to listen to vocals, we let the vinyl spin. I mean, Adele can do that, but I won't go to an Adele concert. I get that. Yeah, I like. I want it to be like different. I want it to be interesting. I want it to be like I'm saying that "We Are Never Getting Back Together" like rock cover. Like I want something that I can't get from just like listening at home. But that said, any artist in like a small venue, like I see a lot of bands that are a bit smaller and in smaller venues, like that's still cool to me, just being that close to them and stuff. Taylor might have the best live concert recordings. They edit the footage great. I think so too. Like, and she puts effort into it. I think more people should. I know it's expensive. I know not everyone can afford it, but I think it would be really cool if more people like just did whatever Taylor did in terms of recording and preserving their concerts. I think that'd be great. Every second there's a change. I haven't actually watched any of Madonna's live recordings like that, but that's too bad. Lots of cuts and stuff. But I think Madonna would be cool to see live, as long as she's alive, to be honest. Yeah. Who's on your like concert bucket list? Like, she never comes where you live. Yeah, I'm really lucky, I guess, that I lived in Portland and now I live in DC, so like it's easy. Concert list: Madonna, Taylor, good choices so far. Beyonce, that would be really cool. She's one that I've never seen her live, but like it really looks like she puts on a show with so much care and everything. Um, Shakira, that would be great. I want to like get more into Shakira because I feel like I would really like her like earlier stuff too. Avril, Rihanna, Avril. Oh, I don't know if we've talked about Avril, but like when I was younger, she was like my everything. I need to check out Shakira. I do. I've heard good things. If I like her voice, you might like her music. Um, I feel like I heard her earlier stuff was like a little bit like grungier. Somebody told me that. I don't know. So I'll have to investigate because that would be cool. I'm trying to think who's on my concert bucket list because I had a concert bucket list and then I saw everyone on it, which sounds like that's an annoying thing to say. I know that, but um, yeah, I'm trying to think who I want to see now. Her last album was a generic mess. That's too bad. But I'll look at her earlier stuff first and see. You haven't seen Lana? Oh yeah, that's definitely a good show. Her shows have like improved. I have seen her 3 times, yeah. Her shows have improved in terms of like presentation. Because the first time I saw her, she was literally just standing on a stage. I was getting like attacked by like young teenagers. And like, I'm not looking down on them, but like, I can't fight back. They're half my age. You know what I mean? So the first time was like really not that great. Second time was a lot better. Third time, great set, great visuals. Everything was great. Yeah, the choreography, and it made sense for her, I think. It made sense that it wasn't like she did step up her game, but her choreography is like very simple. It's not like she's not trying to be Beyonce. She's just trying to be like she's not a dancer. That's just she's not. But like some choreography is cool. Like the sets were awesome. Beyonce's overrated. I think Beyonce is great. Um, I think the discourse around her is weird, and I don't want to talk to people about her if they're not willing to accept anything except for like she's perfect. She's really important in terms of like what she means for music, I think, and what she means for women. And I I don't want to speak for black women, but like a lot of people say that she means a lot to black women and like what she stands for is really cool. Some of her fans are just like so so much. I don't know anything about Beyonce's personality, but I don't think it's appropriate ever to be like abusive to someone online ever. But like I don't think it's appropriate extra to do that just because someone has different like music tastes. It's scary like the way people react. I don't know. I know it's called stan culture, but like I feel like the word stan, I feel like people forget that came from like an Eminem song, right? About somebody who like murdered somebody. I don't remember the story. Like I said, I'm not an Eminem fan, but it's not like a cool, happy connotation. It's like a dark connotation, and I feel like it's weird. I haven't listened to the song, but like I've heard that's what it comes from. Yeah, but yeah, I haven't listened to that song. The music video is great. I'll have to watch it. I've never, like I said earlier, I don't have anything against Eminem, but like I don't. It's never like been something that I've been drawn to, I guess. But you don't remember the time where Beyonce blew up? I don't either. She just like wasn't, and then she was like the next day. Like I don't even remember it happening. Like some of Eminem stuff when you were young, he was funny. Yeah, I feel like he's talented. I feel like he is like I feel like he's a good person. Like in terms of like acknowledging his past and like moving forward and growing and like that's all we can anyone can do as a person, you know what I mean? So I feel like I don't know. I feel like he seems like a cool person. I don't know. He was a mess. I do know that. But I think he's talked about like sobriety and stuff like that and like being a good like I don't know, that's good. I think that's a good thing. I don't know anything about the drama. I know he has a daughter named Haley and that's about it. But I don't know why I know that. But yeah. All right, what time is it? I probably have to go. It's almost 6:30, so I do have to go. Um, I am going to be out of town next Friday, so we're going to skip next Friday, but then we'll be back the following Friday for another live stream. Do we want to decide on an album? I'm open to suggestions. I know, I know we like, I don't know, like more poppier stuff on occasion, but like, if anyone has anything like new or different or anyone else, feel free to jump in because part of the point is like to give a new album a try. I don't even have any, I don't know. An Avril album, that'd be great. I would love that. Yeah, let's do that. Which one? Like her early ones? What's the one called that has Skater Boy on it? That's the one I want to do. Okay, Avril. Why can't I remember what it's called? Let Go. Yes. Let's do Let Go. That's great. I love that album. And I haven't listened to it in so long, like all the way through, so that'll be great. Yeah, let's do Avril next time. So I don't know which day that is, but like 2 Fridays from now. It's the 10th? 10th. I don't have the vinyl. It's in my cart for Urban Outfitters, but I need to stop spending money. Maybe I'll ask for it for my birthday, which is like next, not next month, but it's the beginning of August. So maybe I'll ask someone for that for my birthday. But we'll see. It won't sell out. Yeah, because they always say stuff's limited edition and it makes me like panic, but I think that it'll be there. Um, but yeah, I'll ask for it for my birthday from somebody and then we'll see. All right, so I gotta go, but where am I going next week? I'm visiting my boyfriend's parents for the weekend because it's like 4th of July, which I don't really care that much about, but it's like Independence Day and people, I hate fireworks, but like people barbecue. I don't know. But it's like a time to get outside. I have Friday off, so yeah, little things are the best. It'll just be nice to see his family and like get away and stuff. So I'm excited for that. All right, well, I will see you in 2 weeks, but I'm sure like we'll connect on Instagram and stuff if I post new vinyl and stuff. Well, have a great 2 weeks, and I will see you next time. Bye.